Welcome to a very special edition of Sketchworks NewsBrake. I'm Tim Allard. It's been more than 2 weeks now since we've seen our friend Brian Troxell. I know it's easy to think that the worst has happened. It's always easy to think about the negative. But in times like this, it's important to remember the positives. Especially how Brian affected our lives in so many wonderful ways through his work on stage and his work on screen in both film and television. Yes, Brian taught us that it's okay to laugh. It's okay to learn. And it's okay to love. This week we're sharing our memories of our friend Brian on NewsBrake, and I thought I'd share a little story. The very first thing that Brian told me when I started at Sketchworks as a young comedy writer. I remember those words distinctly. He said, "Craft services is for the actors only, not for the writers. And those Welch's fruit snacks over there, those are mine." Those words guide me to this very day in what I do, on screen and off. This is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news does stop here. But our love and appreciation of our friend Brian, it never stops here. And it never will. I'm Tim Allard.
This is really sad. And I just can't anymore. My favorite thing that I will always remember about Brian is that he read the jokes I wrote as I wrote them. Like he actually respected what I as a writer was creating instead of just taking my words and changing them up and saying whatever the hell he wanted to say like Tim Allard does.
It's September 14th, 2021, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxell. And I'm not dead, except emotionally and spiritually. And physically. The U.S. Supreme Court will meet in person for the first time since 2020 in October. Justice Brett Kavanaugh says, "It'll be just like the first day of school. And I heard RBG got hot over the summer." In an effort to strengthen Britain's relationship with the United States, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson hopes to meet President Joe Biden for talks at the White House. Johnson can probably be scheduled in between Biden's 1 p.m. water aerobics class and his 4 p.m. cognitive memory lesson. But after that, it's straight to the dining hall for dinner. Tuesday is loaded potato night. Chris Christie is reportedly launching a comeback tour with the hopes of a future presidential run. After the announcement, America collectively responded, "Yeah, no, we don't want that. No." Early Monday morning, U.S. Capitol Police detained a man with multiple knives, a bayonet, and a machete in his truck. The man was released only after he promised the police that he was not a serial killer. It's a pinky promise. Despite what you may have heard, Walmart says it is not partnering with the up-and-coming digital currency Litecoin. Walmart, however, will partner with another up-and-coming digital currency it calls a perfect fit for the average Walmart customer, Methcoin. In world news, on Monday, North Korea announced that they have successfully test-fired a nuclear cruise missile, making it the world's second deadliest cruise, after Carnival. It will be a three-way race that decides who will become Germany's next chancellor. Further proof that Germans are into some weird and kinky shit, man. A Brown University study shows the Pentagon's reliance on private contractors helped lead to the failures that ultimately caused Afghanistan's government to collapse this summer. Those same contractors say, "Don't worry, we'll have that new addition to your home finished on time and under budget." The World Bank warns climate change could push more than 200 million people to leave their homes over the next 3 decades. But don't worry, investors will buy those homes and flip them for hilariously unaffordable prices. We're just replacing one crisis with another. It all evens out. Hey, look! A goat in a boat! Rapper Nicki Minaj told her Twitter followers she will not get vaccinated against COVID-19 until, in her words, "I feel I've done enough research." What an ass. Pop princess Britney Spears took to Instagram to flash the engagement ring she received from personal trainer/boyfriend Sam Asghari. However, under the terms of the Spears conservatorship, the ring rightfully belongs to Britney's father. Check out my engagement ring. Instagram model and influencer Chris Galera recently married herself outside a church in order to preach self-love. Too bad for her, 50% of all marriages end in self-hate. Something I know all too much about. George Wein, the co-founder of the influential Newport Jazz Festival, died at the age of 95. His memorial service will be conducted just like a jazz concert, full of improvisation, flowing rhythms, and 5 people in the audience. Much like Sketchworks NewsBrake. This past weekend, the Creative Arts Emmys and the MTV Video Music Awards were held, and nobody gave a shit. Television's longest-running game show, The Price is Right, celebrates its 50th season this year. Now that's 50 years of some jackass always betting $1 over the highest bid. Singer Rod Stewart plans to take a plea deal after he was accused of pushing and shoving a security guard who wouldn't let him into a New Year's Eve party in Florida. Stewart plans to release a new song to coincide with his plea called "Do You Think I'm Guilty?" And that's all for this week's entertainment news. Oddly enough, I've actually heard of most of the people I talked about today. Fans at a Miami Hurricanes college football game used a U.S. flag to break the fall of a cat that fell from the upper deck. The Hurricanes then went on to beat Appalachian State 25-23, while the cat went on to lick itself. A new study shows that mental health improves after receiving your first COVID vaccine shot, and immediately crashes after the second shot once you're back amongst other humans. A University of California Davis study finds squirrels have 4 human-like personality traits. Those traits are annoying, irritating, bothersome, and douchey. Squirrels are douchebags. There, I said it. Cancel me. I don't care. Squirrels can go F themselves. Especially the ones who keep breaking into my attic. A recent study says doctors are less likely to prescribe medication to people of color for lower back pain, further proving the saying, once you go black, you never get drugs for your back. The Massachusetts National Guard is now driving kids to school because the state doesn't have enough school bus drivers. On the bright side, the National Guard gets to call in airstrikes on people who drive past a stopped school bus. Police in Illinois returned a pair of dentures to a man who lost them at the state fair. The man thanked the police and said he was so thankful for the service. The Squaw Valley Ski Resort near California's Lake Tahoe has a new name. The owners decided it was necessary because the word squaw is a derogatory word for Native American women. The resort is now called the California Ski Resort. Looks like the owners consulted with the Washington football team for advice. And speaking of being winless, that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your Supreme Court Justice mom for me.